Okay, worksheet 8.6. Just dealing with the marginal totals. This should be too easy for you, but just enjoy it. Okay, so first part, we're just gonna fill in these, these numbers here. Okay, so if you read it, it was on a Friday, so everything happened on Friday. There are 5 female absent and 4 male students absent. That's given these numbers right there. And 11 females present, 13 male present. So these are the numbers here. So we're just going to use these 4 numbers to figure out what goes on the total column. So if you look at number 1, how many students were absent on that Friday? So Friday is not important. So how many students were absent? So if you go across the row for the absent, okay, there are 5 female absent and 4 male absent. So together is 9 absent, including both female and male. So the words over here, that's what's describing the number of people that you're counting. And usually you add. Sometimes you have to subtract, so be careful. Okay, and then there's let's see, there's also how many female students, number 3. So that's counting these 2 numbers. So just add those and the 16 female students in the class. Okay, and then there is how many total students, number 5. That would just be adding everybody all together, all 4 of these numbers, that's total. Okay, so number 6, explain how there are 2 different ways of getting the answer for number 5. Actually, there's 3 ways, but you could add total column for the absent and present. These 2 columns could give you the answer for the total, or you could be adding the females and males in this row. That could also give you the total number here. Or third way, you could add all 4 of these groups, and that will give you the number there. Okay, I know this is easy, but it's just beginning of something different. So I'm gonna start out something easy. Okay, and then let's see. So for like number 8, see how I'm giving you the total here of 10,040, which means the unknown number is in here. So sometimes this is a case where you have to subtract. Okay, so total is 1040, and then to find the missing number here, you would have to start subtracting 1040 minus 194 minus 205 minus 353, and that will give you the number there. So you don't always add, sometimes you have to subtract to find the missing entry. Okay, let's see. And then number 9, there's a lot of blanks, so sometimes you add, sometimes you subtract, so don't forget that. So number 10. Okay, so on this one, I started filling in the missing spaces. So I would start with these 2 numbers, added to 248. So obviously, you would subtract. I don't know, you could say x plus 93 equals 248 and work it out that way. But either way, if you subtract or x plus 93, either way you should get 155, I think. And then there's a blank here. I'll get that by adding these numbers and subtracting from 155, or 155 minus 3 of those numbers. So either way, you should get 21 here. That means now I could get the number on this entry, And and then I have to jump over to this number. By adding these two numbers, I get that number. And after that, I'll get the number from subtracting from 248. I'll get that number, and then I get this number, and then that number. I'm not going to do it. You should have your subtraction scale ready. Okay, so after you fill in all the numbers, now you start answering the questions down here. I'm just going to do number 19, 20, and 21. Okay, how many people are in calculus and passing? So if you see the word and, that means you have to satisfy both conditions. If you see the word or on number 20, calculus or passing, that means you're counting both groups. So I'll explain in a minute. So anyway, if you're looking for someone who's in calculus class and passing, so these are the two groups who's in calculus class. There are 29 and 5 people. Now, which one is in calculus and passing at the same time? And this group only, 29 people. So it's like where the two conditions overlapped. Okay, so that would be these two groups, calculus 29 and 5, and then passing, well, there's all these people passing 63, 21, 42, 29. Those are the people who are passing. So if you're talking about how many people are taking a calculus class, well, there's 34. But out of those 34, who's passing? Well, there's 5 failing and 29 passing. So if you see the word and, it's less number. It's satisfying both conditions. Okay, so that will be 29 for number 19. Now for number 20, how many are in calculus class or passing? That's or. So you're looking for how many are in calculus. There's a number of people, 34. And then or also how many people are passing. So you have to count both groups. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these two group from calculus. These people are in calculus class. But I'm also taking the people from the passing group. So it's more of an overlapping set, but we look at the union of those two sets. You put all those people in one group, either passing or taking calculus. Okay, so now you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these numbers. Okay, so you'll be adding 63 plus 21 plus 42 plus 29 plus 5. And that would be your answer for number 20. Yeah, just add those numbers. And then number 21, how many are in calculus? So in that case, we're only looking at this number. How many people are in calculus class? Well, 29 passing, 5 failing, they're both in a calculus group, right? So those are the numbers that, these two numbers right here. Okay, so those are the people who are in calculus class, and that would be, 34. That would be the answer for that. Oh yeah, I didn't write the answer for 20. You should be able to do that. Okay, and then one more. Number 24. How many are in either trig or calculus? Again, or means you put it together. So now you're looking at how many people are in trig, these two group, or means you take these two group. So if you add those 4 numbers, that would be, I don't know how many, but that should be the answer. Okay.